today we are going to be interviewing
Mrs. Pollitt.
Okay, Ms. Pollitt. So we're going to be asking you some questions about the Washington, D.C., Virginia trip. So we would like to know some questions generally on, can you explain what is kind of going to happen, like our itinerary? Or just give it like a little more detail about it?
Sure, absolutely. So we're going to be flying from LAX over to Dulles National Airport, which is outside of Washington, D.C. And once we land, we start touring. So we will not be going to the hotel room right away. We're going to start touring, and we see as many things in D.C. as possible. So we're going to go to at least 3 Smithsonians. We'll go to the National Archives. We're going to go to the zoo, possibly, the National Cathedral. We're also going to go to the Holocaust Museum, Arlington National Cemetery, the 9/11 Memorial. And there's probably a few in there that I forgot, but we are going to be hitting as many, and all the monuments.
Okay.
So we hit as many things as we can. We pack our days, and then we go back to the hotel room. And if there's a pool there, then we will swim.
Okay.
If you want to swim, or just hang out in the room and just have fun with your friends.
Okay. So I think a lot of kids were wondering on, or I know I was, on, can you explain like what kids should bring exactly? Because I know a lot of my friends were asking me, because when I was telling them, they said, well, we want to go next year, but can you give me a little more detail on what to bring?
Sure, absolutely. So back in the East Coast in the summertime, it gets humid. So they have a lot more humidity than we do, so we can expect that there's rain possible. It's a warm rain, it's not a cold rain. But because it's humid, I always recommend like a light rain jacket or an umbrella.
Okay.
It's also, since it's humid, I recommend wearing lightweight clothing, shorts, t-shirts, hats,
Okay.
and lots of sunscreen because we are outside. I also recommend bringing tennis shoes, no boots or sandals, because we're going to be doing a lot of walking. We do about 15 to 20,000 steps a day.
Wow, okay. So is there anything you can tell us, like what we could bring? Because I know a lot of people have flown, and I know a lot of people have never flown. What would you recommend for girls that are going to bring as like a little something to carry? Like your phone?
Absolutely. So this is what I do. I recommend that all kids bring a backpack.
Okay.
So whether you check a bag into the luggage or you have a carry-on, I still recommend a backpack, because as airlines allow for you to have a purse, a backpack, and a check bag. So what I do is I put my small purse in the backpack, because my backpack needs my water bottle.
Yes.
And I also need my phone, and I need some cash, and maybe a hat. So I would recommend every student that's coming with us to bring a backpack.
Okay.
And a water bottle.
Okay.
Very important.
Do you have, because I know a lot of kids are, I know a lot of kids have never been, like, oh, I've never been out of California. I know a lot of kids have never been out of California, or like, I've never been to Washington, D.C.
Right.
Can you give some advice to those kids? Like, they're like, oh, I really want to go, but I don't know how it's gonna be, and they're a little scared.
Sure.
Can you give like some advice to them?
Well, I would say that it's natural to be a little nervous, especially if you don't know anyone going on the trip.
Okay.
But I brought my nephew. He lives in Yucaipa, when he was your age, and instantly, because you're on a bus together, everybody just becomes friends. Everyone talks to everybody else, and even though it's a little stressful at the beginning, people feel comfortable pretty quickly. I recommend bringing ear pods for that downtime on the plane, because when you have ear pods, then you can plug into the music or the movies that are on the airlines. And I always bring a little snack with me on the airlines, but it has to be sealed, and you can't bring any liquids with you. You have to buy the liquids after you go through the security checkpoint.
All right. Well, I think that should cover it for our questions about the trip.
Okay.
Now that you guys know more about the trip, thanks to Miss Pollitt, maybe you guys should tell your parents, like, hey, you know, maybe I want to go next year. And, you know, hey, my friends are going. Maybe it would be a little exciting. And it's a little adventure. So everyone should always be excited for an adventure.
Right.
So,
And we go to DC, but we go to Williamsburg, and we go to Jamestown next year.
all right. Well, thank you so much, Miss Pollitt, for having us interviewing about
Thank you for watching this informational video. Make sure you like and subscribe for more content. See you later, Gators!